Greetings and welcome to Unity of Mesa Online. I'm Reverend Kathryn Kellogg, and along with Dennis Hubert, our musician for the day, we are exploring the last of our series of The Intelligent Heart, Transforming Your Life Through the Laws of Love. We're using the text by David and Bruce MacArthur, and we're looking now at the unit of wisdom and asking for directions and guidance that our lives might be take on a greater capacity for love and peace and compassion. And so our affirmation for today is, I am one with infinite wisdom. Let's say that together. I am one with infinite wisdom. And I just invite you to join me now in prayer by closing your eyes and taking that deep breath and allowing that breath to take your focus from your head to your heart. That with each breath, we're reminded to open our minds and our hearts to the wisdom and the understanding of the higher energy of divine love. With each breath, allowing the light, the heart light, to expand and deepen our capacity for love and compassion and appreciation. And in that capacity, in that light, may we hold all those in prayer. Those whose names are on the prayer list, those whose names are in our hearts, those whose names are in the news. And we affirm that we are one with infinite wisdom, one with divine love, eternal beingness. And for that we are grateful. And so it is. Amen. I am one with infinite wisdom. Dennis, will you open up with a song?
I'd like to start with the first song I heard when I came to Unity, a song by Daniel Hubert, My Soul is Welcome Here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome. Oh, my soul is welcome here.
And now some things for you to know. Most importantly, we have added a Things for You to Know button on our website at unityofmesa.org. And there you will find the links for signing up for the Sangha meditation on Tuesday, looking at the Bible Talks that comes out on Friday, where to send a prayer request, plus information on direct prayer support and other spiritual support that we offer. All kinds of good stuff, so check that out. Our new announcements are spirit groups. Registration is now open for our fall spirit groups. This session is about spiritual gifts with videos from Reverend Judy and myself. Spiritual gifts continues our discovery of what's in our spiritual toolbox and utilizing our inner resources. So you'll be taking a personal inventory to determine your own spiritual gifts, and each week we'll explore a specific cluster of gifts, learning more about your particular strengths. Areas of exploration will include gifts of service, equipping, and prayer, as well as the core gifts of faith, discernment, knowledge, and wisdom. Currently, out of the 4 groups, we have 1 in-person group that will meet at the church and 3 online groups to choose from. Learn more on our website under What's Happening and go to the tab Spirit Groups, and you can register there also. And then, in case you missed the announcement last week, we are opening the garden for in-person services beginning next Sunday. We will continue to offer full services on Facebook and YouTube at 10:15, but we are adding a scaled down service in the garden at 9 a.m. with prayer, meditation, and lesson. Music will not be live. We won't be singing. CDC guidelines will be in place. Masks and distancing are required. Bring your camp chair, your lawn chair. Folding chairs will be provided if you need them. And join us for the outdoor service. It is time to come together. And guess what? This is the first Sunday in October. And so all you October babies, stand up where you're at. And Dennis, will you lead us in the birthday song?
Join me in singing the birthday song. Happy birthday to you. There's no one like you. Uniquely created. I love knowing you. I bless you with life and abundance galore. God bless you, my loved one, and have many more.
Happy birthday, October babies. And now it's time for our offering. We give this opportunity for everyone to give out of their abundance of their heart, so to support the spiritual community. And though we will not be physically in our buildings, we'll be in the garden, we do serve as good stewards to the facilities of the church and do the work to keep us all connected and ready to come back whenever that might be in-house. Anyway, we're so grateful for all the ways that you guys show up in your prayers and your affirmations, and the ways that you serve the world. So thank you so very, very, very much. Speaking of this spiritual community, there are many ways to financially support us in your good. Indirectly by ordering books through our website, adding Unity Church of the East Valley as your favorite charity on Smile Amazon or Fry's Rewards, or give directly by sending a check or through online giving using the Gift Plus app. You may not realize it, but if you are paying by credit and debit card, part of your donation goes to the credit card fees. And so if you'd like for your gift to go a little further, consider clicking the optional button to give an additional percentage to offset those fees. All the info on how to give and more can be found on our website, unityofmesa.org. If you're watching on YouTube, just click the link in the description. So now let's just take our love offering in our hands and in our hearts and say with me our offering blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Spirit of Abundance. And now let us prepare for meditation. I invite you to put everything out of your hands. Slide your feet to the floor. Gently lay your hands in your lap, unclenched. And just affirm, I am one with infinite wisdom. I am one with infinite wisdom. The invitation is gently close the eyes and turn your focus within. And know that as we search for insight and direction on our spiritual path, we can delve into our inner wisdom and trust its guidance. My growing awareness affords me greater inner peace that comes from knowing I am endowed with powerful spiritual gifts. In the past, I may have felt at the mercy of life with its twists and turns, sometimes leading to anxiety and doubt. But with a maturing faith as my guide, I experience my life as a gently flowing river with slight bends that I navigate with ease. Ever increasing peace and contentment are mine as I rest in the knowledge that I am one with Spirit. I am one with Spirit. I am one with infinite wisdom. Let's take that into the silence. Breathe, take that breath and recenter yourself in this place and time, knowing that you are one with infinite wisdom. Ever increasing peace and contentment are yours as you rest in the knowledge that I, speaking for yourself, I am one with God. As I choose my next steps, I am confident God is with me as I make wise, divinely inspired choices. And so it is. Amen.
Now join me in singing the Karen Drucker song, The Face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the hands of God. You are the hands of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the hands of God. You are the light of God. You are the light of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the love of God. You are the love of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the light of God. You are the love of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the love of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
Thank you, Dennis. I love the story about the little boy who was waiting for his mom. She was inside the grocery store finishing up her shopping, and he was sitting outside on the stoop. And a gentleman approached him and said, you know, son, could you tell me where the post office is? And the little guy says, sure, you just go down this street about 2 blocks and then turn right. And the man thanked him kindly and said, you know, I'm the new pastor in town, and I would love for you to come on to church on Sunday so I can tell you how to get to heaven. And the little boy sort of laughed and he says, no, thank you. You're having a hard enough time finding the post office. Reminds me of the cartoon of Moses standing on a rock with his staff. The children of Israel have been in the wilderness for 40 years. And finally, his sister Miriam comes up to him and says, Moses, just ask for directions. Asking for directions. You know, we come together in spiritual community, not only to be in community, which is important to share our energy with one another, but we also come seeking a deeper awareness or understanding of the truth of who we are, to understand and to experience more of our true nature. And we come because we just don't want theoretical understanding. We want to know that our greater awareness makes a difference in our day-to-day living. It improves on how we experience life, and it improves on how we express in life, to have more joy and peace and compassion for living. And knowing that seeking guidance of the divine, of our spiritual nature, also harmoniously works with other goals that we have in our life and bringing them to fruition. And so today we're looking at the law of wisdom, which states, as you sincerely ask within yourself for guidance, it will be given. As you sincerely ask within yourself for guidance, it will be forgiven. You know, that whole piece of sincere, we're going to get to that. But we've been using a technique called freeze frame. And when we're asking for guidance, sometimes we just don't feel like we have the time to sit down and do the prayer work or sit down and do the meditation. Our lives are hectic and chaotic. We're coming and going. And so we offered the technique of freeze frame that came out of heart math to do a shortcut, and a very effective shortcut, because freeze frame works directly with the heart. And so when we look at the first three steps of recognizing if you have a stressful feeling or you're facing a situation and knowing that you need to take a time out, that can be done in a second. The second step is to make a sincere effort to shift your focus away from your racing mind or disturbed emotions to the area around your heart. Pretending that you're breathing through your heart helps to focus your energy there. And you do for about 10 seconds. And the third step then is to recall a positive, fun feeling or time that you've had in life and attempt to experience it. So bringing up that idea of love, or that feeling of love, or joy or appreciation, and bringing that to that heart space. Those three steps connect you with your heart. We talk about dropping the 18 inches from your head to your heart, because the heart's where it's happening. And then the fourth and fifth steps, the fourth one, using your intuition, common sense, and sincerity, ask your heart what would be a more efficient response to the situation, one that will minimize future stress. And the fifth step, listen to what your heart says in answer to your question. So the first three steps of freeze frame connect you with your heart, get you focused into that heart center. And then the fourth and fifth steps, sincerely ask questions and listen for the answer. And write that answer down, acknowledge that answer. And as you acknowledge it, you then open the way for a deeper response and understanding. You know, the higher dimensions of energy, the fourth and fifth dimensions, they support that deeper connection with the heart and its wisdom. The fourth dimension is access actually through the heart. You can't go through the head. You must access it through the heart. And the fifth dimension is where your divine purpose is realized and accomplished. And so when we talk about using freeze frame, we talk about that law of wisdom, getting to the heart of it, that where we have that innate understanding of what's going on and can make decisions with that awareness and that understanding. You know, when we begin on our journey of spiritual maturity, our early work is done through the head. We're thinking through. So God's infinite wisdom is that we're thinking through it. But on that road to maturity, at some point it needs to shift to the heart and its direct connection with spirit. Charles Fillmore, in his book, The 12 Powers of Man, said, "Here the natural order of spiritual illumination is illustrated. Man receives first an intellectual understanding of truth, which he transmits to the heart, where love is awakened. The Lord reveals to him that the faculty of love is the greatest of all the powers of man, and that head knowledge must decrease as heart understanding increases." So in other words, the head's role decreases as the heart increases. And so the head goes from being a commander-in-chief to an effective general following heart leadership. It's all part of that spiritual maturity. And so when we ask for guidance, when we ask for understanding, Jesus taught us that there were three simple steps to work that law of wisdom. It comes from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 7. It says, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. Now that ask and it will be given to you. We know that things that we ask for, like candy in the store, or toys, or things from Santa Claus or from the lottery, those don't come. They're from the outer. We're asking. This means to ask from within. Ask your inner self. And know that every question you ask, there is an answer to. But if you try to figure it out in your head, you'll realize that your best thinking got you into the situation or the problem challenge that you're dealing with. And so you want to move out of the head and move into the heart. You want to drop down to find the truth of the situation, the truth of the problem. And the truth from your viewpoint needs to be from a higher consciousness than the consciousness in which you created the situation or the challenge. And so the higher consciousness there, again, we access that by deepening our heart connection. So we want to connect with the source. So we go into our head. Just like that step 4 said, ask the question. However, to connect to the source, you need to listen to the answer. You need to listen to the answer. And just because guidance is available and can assist us in day-to-day living experiences, it doesn't mean that we have to listen to the answer or take the advice, do we? The author gave an example of where he and his friend were both spiritual students and studied the universal laws, and they were both in the market for buying a house. And so both of them asked for guidance in buying their house. And his friend Mac found a house that was $89,000. So this was a ways back, wasn't it? House that was $89,000. So he went in and asked for inner guidance, and he was given that he should offer $50,000 for it. Well, the real estate agent said, that's just way too low. And the seller said, no deal. But Mac held to his guidance. And a couple months later, the seller contacted him and said, are you willing to buy the house for $50,000 like that you offered? Mac said yes, and he got his house for $50,000. David, on the other hand, was looking at a house of $79,000. And he asked for inner guidance, is this the right house? And what came up on his vision screen was a house that he had seen previously. And the words were, be patient. But he followed up with a question, if I bought the $79,000 house, what would be right price? And his guidance was $68,000. There again, the real estate agent said, no, $79,000 is a good asking price. And the buyer said, the seller said, I'm not going to sell my house for less. And so David bought the house for $75,000. He got a $4,000 decrease. But a year later, the needs of his family changed, and he needed a bigger house. And so he was able to get the first house that he saw. Remember the one that said, be patient? And he wasn't. He got that house, and as he tried to unload the house that he bought, he could only get $68,000 for it and lost the $7,000. If you ask for guidance, you have to be willing to follow it, to listen to it. So how do we receive guidance? Well, there's 3 ways. There's the inner asking and response, which is the inner asking without stimulus. It's just going to the heart, asking the question, and listening. A second way is to do the use of outer stimuli to trigger one's inner wisdom. So reading a quote, reading a passage in a book, or seeing a movie or hearing a song that triggers that inner need to go within, to triggers the inner wisdom. And then there's outer guidance through friends, professionals, even psychics. The piece of the outer guidance is that you always need to check with your inner guide to see if the outer guidance was good for you. Because what we get from other people goes through their filter. And so we need to know that that information is for us. Always check by going inside. So that's how we ask. What are the ways of seeking, ways of inner connection? When we seek, we can go within. And that's through contemplation, prayer, meditation, concentration, relaxing. It's whatever, dropping the outer and turning within, and recognizing that the true power and wisdom is within you. Edgar Cayce said, if you can ask a question, then you can answer it. If you can ask a question, you can answer it, because the question comes from your understanding and your divine intellect. So you can connect by going within, you can connect through meditation, and there's all kinds of different techniques. We've got all kinds of books in the bookstore that explain how to do it or share how you might do it. And it aids to your attunement to your spiritual energies, tuning up by sitting in the silence and waiting. And then there's the study of dreams, which are all part of the whole. And you can use a freeze frame to check out if you are interpreting them correctly. Sometimes that's how our wisdom comes to it, is that when we sleep and our head gets out of the way, and the intuitive wisdom then comes and gives messages through dreams. You can also walk and talk with him. Him may be God, him may be Jesus, him may be Mother Mary, him may be the guru, spiritual teacher, spiritual presence that you most connect with, and to walk and talk with them throughout your day, sharing what's going on, asking the questions, talking about everything, verbally or thought. It's not crazy. It makes sense to share that, share what's going on with you with that presence. And so you can deal with spiritual law by asking for the guidance right then and there, and then listening for it. I have a lot of conversations with God when I'm driving. It's just part of it. And I'm amazed always when he answers or she answers. A fifth way of doing it is through prayer. And that can be meaningful and profound or meaningless, depending on where your attention is. Are you praying from your head, or are you praying from your heart? Emerson said that prayer is the contemplation of the facts of life from the highest point of view. Mother Teresa is quoted as saying, love prayer. Feel often the need to pray and take the trouble to prayer. It is by praying often that you pray better. Prayer enlarges the heart until it is capable of containing the gift that God makes of himself. Ask and seek. Your heart will grow capable of receiving him and holding on to him. Prayer. So there's the 5 ways of seeking: to go within, meditation, study of dreams, walking and talking with your spiritual presence. And that could be you, your higher self that you're talking with, and prayer. So we've done the ask, the seek, and now it's knock, and the door will be opened. Knocking is standing on the threshold of your higher self and being there with the recognition that you've done all you can that's on your own. You have reached the point where you no longer have any power to move through it, and that you are looking at the higher power within you to open the door safely and completely, and to put your trust in that divine presence, your higher energies, your higher self, the greater dimension in knowing. The difficulty is not that the door will not open, but that of being able to accept what is found there and live in accord with it, what it means. When you knock on the door and it opens, you need to be willing to take the guidance and the spiritual intelligence that comes with that. So, and then check your guidance. How do you know that your guidance came from your higher self and not just what you wanted it to say? Well, check the quality of feeling. Do you experience peace, assurance, sense of knowing or of understanding? It would be that you would never be taking advantage of someone or yourself, or deprive yourself or others of anything that you really need in your way. In the book, The Intelligent Heart, it says, check your guidance. When you receive it, does it speak of kindness, gentleness, patience, that threshold upon which godliness appears? Does it bring then self-abstinence, or does it bring self-desire? Does it bring love? Does it bring self-control? Is it gentle? Is it kind? Does it relieve suffering? Does it relieve the mental anguish? Does it bring about healing of body, mind? You can just check in. My thing is, does it feel right? At the very core of us, we know what is right, what is divine, what is holy in our way. And we just check with that. Does this feel right, or does this feel head that we pushed to make it happen? Calm and peaceful feeling, that's what you're looking for. So ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened. It reminds me of the song by Carole King. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, that divine being, I am, your divine beingness. I'll come running to hear you, to see you, to be with you again. Winter, spring, summer, and fall, all you've got to do is call, check in, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend. The law of wisdom is waiting to be used for you and by you to deepen your experience of life, to feel a greater sense of compassion and passion and joy and peace. As you ask sincerely, it shall be given to you. Give it a try. Blessings.
Now here's a song that I wrote for today's service. It had kind of been bouncing around in my head for a couple years, and I needed a reason to put it on paper, so it matched the theme for today's service so well that I decided to write it down. So here it is. I go to my soul. Yes, we're in unsteady times, and things are changing daily. With people acting crazy, folks are losing their minds, like the world is spinning sideways, and we're all this side of Sunday, but I won't be losing mine. I used to, I'll admit it, but now I've got a secret, and I'll share it. I go to my soul when I need some healing. I go to my soul when I have a question. I go to my soul when I need some comfort. I go to my soul when I need direction. When I need to know what's best for me, when I'm searching for my destiny, when I need to know I'm whole, I go to my soul. So now when I'm insecure, I remember what's inside me. I don't let the darkness hide me. I'm much more self-assured. Every day I'm growing. I have this peaceful knowing as I'm growing. I go to my soul when I need some healing. I go to my soul when I have a question. I go to my soul when I need some comfort. I go to my soul when I need direction. When I need to know what's best for me. When I'm searching for my destiny. When I need to know I'm whole, I go to my soul. Now I'm not ever lost at sea. I Have it always here with me, a light that shines for all to see, guiding on my lifelong journey. I go to my soul when I need some healing. I go to my soul when I have a question. I go to my soul when I need some comfort. I go to my soul when I need direction. I go to my soul when I need a moment. I go to my soul when I need connection. I go to my soul to find the freedom. I go to my soul to set intention. When I need to know what's best for me, when I'm searching for my destiny, when I need to know I'm whole, I go to my soul.
Thank you, Dennis, for your music. Remember, next Sunday we start a 9 o'clock service in the garden on site. Go to our website to learn more about it. And this week, may you remember each and every day that you are one with your infinite wisdom, which reminds you that the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Blessings.